Some pundits are labeling the Trump NFL controversy a racial dispute, pointing to the African American football players who are taking a knee during the national anthem. But Americans from all walks of life are challenging that assumption. In a widely shared video posted to Facebook, an African American Marine Corps veteran dismisses the notion that Trump's condemnation of national anthem protesters is racially driven, saying it's not a black thing, it's a leftist thing. He then goes on to declare his support for the flag, the national anthem in America. The veteran begins his video by saying, "I want you to notice, look very closely. I am black. I am an American of African descent. My great-grandparents were slaves and then sharecroppers." Despite his background, the man makes his patriotism clear. "Let there be no mistake. I love my country. I donned a Marine Corps uniform for my country. In 1970, I raised my hand and took an oath to the Constitution of the United States that I would preserve, protect, and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic." He declares his love for the flag and the national anthem before saying emphatically, "This is not a black thing. This is a leftist thing. This is a racial obsession thing. And trying to make this into a black-white thing, it's not." The vet tells viewers, "There are plenty of black people across this country who love our country, love our flag, and who are disgusted by this display of anti-Americanism, of hatred for our country, and simply don't support it, not one bit." He then sends a direct message to protesting celebrities, specifically naming Colin Kaepernick, Stephen Curry, and LeBron James. "You would not be where you are, were it not for the wonderful free market system of the United States of America. Without America," the man argues, "professional athletes would not enjoy a life of luxury that consists of mansions, Lamborghinis, and expensive nightclubs." The vet declares that the U.S. has given more hope and opportunity to human beings than any other nation in history. He closes his remarks rebuking the Ravens and Falcons for their protests in the UK, where they knelt for the U.S. national anthem but stood for the British national anthem. The man asks whether the players would go to a neighbor's house and disrespect their own parents in front of strangers, then declares it's the same principle. President Trump himself has rejected the notion that race has anything to do with his critique of NFL players who protest the national anthem. On Twitter, the president wrote, "The issue of kneeling has nothing to do with race. It is about respect for our country, flag and national anthem. NFL must respect this." A number of non-white NFL players have displayed respect for the flag in the midst of the kneeling. Steelers offensive tackle Alejandro Villanueva, an Army vet who has served 3 tours in Afghanistan, defied his coach's orders and stood for the anthem while the rest of his team remained in the tunnel. Although the left-leaning media continues to try to portray this as a racial issue, that most Americans agree with President Trump and believe NFL players should both stand for the national anthem and keep their politics away from games. What do you think about this? Comment below. Sign the petition below. Dear NFL, we will not support millionaire ingrates who hate America and disrespect our armed forces and veterans. Who wins a football game has zero impact on our lives. Who fights for and defends our nation has every impact on our lives. We stand with the heroes, not a bunch of rich, entitled, arrogant, ungrateful, anti-American degenerates. Signed, We the People. Petition, fire NFL players who protest the national anthem.